Hi, social media family. This is Danielle Spencer. This is the next video in the series where I answer some of the questions that I have been receiving, over the last year, year and a half that I have been speaking about my book, now books, called on the Digital Assassin series. So the questions I'm going to answer in this video is, what did I report when I blew the whistle? In other words, like, what did you tell? What was the basis of your complaint? Well, I reported quite a few what I felt were violations, but they all fell within one of these four categories. So, one of the categories of, I would say, misdeeds that I reported was things that I felt were FAR violations. And the FAR it's short for the Federal Acquisition Regulations, which is a set of rules and laws that govern acquisitions or contract management. So there were several actions that I felt and I believed were FAR violations. And so one of those would be, just an example, was telling the contractor who they would hire, who they could hire. So interviewing contract employees before they could be brought onto the contract. And in my opinion, that was a type of FAR violation because we can't tell the contractor who they could hire. Now, we can review resumes and say if the person is qualified for a certain labor category, but we can't tell them who they can and can't hire. In my opinion, based on definitions, that creates a like employee-employer relationship, which is not allowed under the FAR. Another category is the Anti-Deficiency Act. And what that is that you can't over obligate the federal government. If you are given a certain amount of money to spend, you cannot, which is authorized by Congress, we cannot just arbitrarily decide, well, no, we're going to spend a certain amount that's above what we're authorized to spend. And so I saw actions that I believed violated the Anti Deficiency Act. One instance in particular is where a contractor was told to continue working even though funds had not been authorized. And in my opinion, that was and would be a violation of the Anti Deficiency Act. Another type of violation that I believe I saw, was violations of HR rules and the Union Collective Bargaining Act agreement. And one of an example of that would be making changes or updates to organization structures or a employee's job duties without either consulting HR or having conversations with or negotiations with the union. To me, those types of decisions would violate that HR and they're called CBA for short, but the collective bargaining agreement that was established. That those would be doing things such as that were violations. And lastly, I want to say the last category I wanted to bring up was providing false and or misleading information to oversight bodies. And what that would be, let's say, Congress or GAO or OMB, one of those oversight bodies would come in and ask for certain information. And instead of providing upfront or forthright information, I believe that there were several instances where management provided information that was just either straight out false or was misleading. And one example of that was, I don't remember which oversight body, but they wanted to know what was the costing methodology that we were using to determine what costs would be for certain work to be done. And information was provided. And again, in my opinion, it was incorrect because, part of what I did was I oversaw the budget and I didn't see a costing methodology. So therefore, I felt that it was misleading and or false to tell anyone that we had one when I could clearly see that there wasn't. So those were the types of, I would say, misdeeds that I reported or blew the whistle on, and those that I felt that upper management and even executive management was unhappy that I shared with oversight bodies, or that I shared this information or made it a formal complaint. So that answers that question. Again, if you have other questions about the book or about my whistleblower journey, please feel free to comment below and I will provide a response. Thank you.